nothing's ever new with Chrome. It's the same old Chrome, same old dome. You know what I'm saying?
What might be new with Chrome?
No, nothing's new with Chrome.
You're
Didn't
on
want
to
you to
start
believe
the
that.
epi. Always hot.
Always
a hot start.
hot. Yeah, always hot
Literally,
breath on the mic.
I'm watching. Like, Emily, please don't take that logo off till I get this yawn out. Right as it starts coming, the logo starts.
You're like
fading
the
and
you're like
stuff.
the MGM lion.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll impose that audio over the
Yeah,
lion.
please do, please do.
I was just thinking about the time when that song, when the Willow Smith song "Caught a Vibe" was popular.
Caught a vibe.
Yep, and you kept doing
Baby,
that.
are you coming for the ride?
Oh,
That
yeah.
one, dude. I haven't heard that song in a long time.
Nobody has. No, it's
Damn.
like that's probably what's new with Chrome. They're like,
Yeah.
we just heard this song.
Yeah.
That's how behind the times Chrome is.
I watched on the way down to Florida. I watched The Internship with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn,
Oh yes, that's what I meant. Sorry, Owen Wilson and Vince. I was thinking Night at the Museum.
which is Ben
They're-
Stiller.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson is in that movie
Yeah.
too.
No. Yes. Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
Yeah,
That's a funny ass movie.
it's a good movie.
Very underrated. I remember seeing it like when it came out, and I don't know why it.
It was at the back end of that
Run.
of just comedy movies, like in general.
Yeah.
I would say
But of those guys, of that run.
big time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there were, and some of them, like, I remember before that movie came out, there were movies like The Delivery Man and The Dilemma, which also both starred Vince Vaughn. Delivery Man was about, where Vince Vaughn played this guy where he donated sperm like a ton, and there was some kind of mix-up, and it's like, oops, all berries, and he had like 500 kids that he had fathered through sperm donation. And then The Dilemma was this movie with him and Kevin James. And Kevin James's wife was cheating on him, and Vince Vaughn found out. But then she was like, "Well, if you tell him, then bad stuff is going to happen. So what do you do?" And that was his dilemma.
Yeah.
So those were the ones, and those two were really not those ones. Those ones I can't recommend.
Yeah. No, The Internship, great film.
Josh Gad, also, by the
Yeah.
way, Josh
Yeah.
Gad, great in that movie.
Yep.
Shows up, steals the whole fucking thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, like 3 scenes.
He's
all
so
bangers,
funny.
though.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
Josh Gad's
Well, the
a
one he
fucking
doesn't
man.
say a word.
And
in
it's
the one
perfect.
scene.
He doesn't
Yeah.
need to because he's a fucking real actor. Josh Gad, there was this TV show that I still rewatch every couple of years, probably every 2 years, called The Comedians. And it was an FX show before they had FXX. It was FX, and it was him and Billy Crystal, and they played each other, or they played themselves. Yeah, and it was like them. It was like behind the scenes of their sketch comedy show that they were making for FX. That was like, you know, a show about a fake show.
Yeah.
But goddamn, it's so funny. It's so good. Only one season, only 10 episodes, only available by buying them on Amazon. Worth every motherfucking penny, okay?
What's
'Cause
that
it's
running?
so good.
20, $30?
No, it's got to be
$3
like
an
$10. No, it's definitely not 30. I know it's not 30, but it's got to be like $10. $10. Maybe
$1.99 an
20.
epi?
Maybe 20. Yeah, maybe
They're not
20.
just giving it away these days.
No, that's true. It's expensive. You know what I watched today, actually? I meant to say this to Emily when you walked in, but I watched Mickey 17 today. Did you see it? Yeah, it was really good.
Yes.
The
I saw
hell
it.
is Mickey 17?
It's awesome.
It's Bobby Pattinson at his best, top of the game.
Never heard of him.
Robert Pattinson. I just call him Bobby. Bobby to his friends. Robert Pattinson he's Cedric Diggory.
Yeah. Batman.
Yeah, Batman. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You were looking. I thought you were still trying to figure out like who he was.
No. I just didn't like that you called him Bobby.
Yeah, I kind of didn't like that either. It
Yeah.
didn't fit. It didn't fit the same way. I gave it a shot. You know, we've just been talking so much about Tim Chalamet. Anyways, he plays. Oh man, he plays like this guy who's kind of pathetic, and he signs up for this job. It's like a sci-fi thing. He signs up for this job where he's expendable. So they send him on all like the jobs that he gets killed on, and then they just like reprint his body, right? So Mickey 17 is the 17th version of this guy, and they think he dies, so they print another one, Mickey 18. But then turns out 17's not dead, so then all this crazy stuff happens from the guy. Yeah. It's from the guy who did Parasite and a bunch of other stuff, and man, it's really goes in directions you don't expect. Also,
sounds like that movie,
but it's really good.
Sounds like that movie, What Happened to Monday, or whatever. You know what the movie I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course. What Happened to Monday? I never. Yeah. That's one of like the most famous movies to me personally that I've never seen, but like Sam Phillips will reference that podcast or will reference that movie, and I don't think he saw it either.
Yeah,
but I just remember the trailer, and like that's such a interesting name.
Yeah.
What Happened to Monday?
Monday. I don't actually remember what happens to Monday.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows to this day.
Yeah, I had
to this Wednesday. Nobody knows what happened to Monday.
I watched the internship on the way down to Florida. On the way back today, I had downloaded Another Simple Favor. Still trying.
I was gonna say. I figured you must have watched it.
And like I kind of started. I watched like the first 6 minutes, but I was tired, and I was like, nah.
It's not that is not a morning flight movie.
No,
not even a little.
So I threw on the most morning flight movie potentially of all time, featuring Brad Pitt. Can you guess what it is?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No.
Bullet Train?
No.
His early work? Oh, Ocean's 11.
No.
Ocean's 12?
No.
Ocean's 13.
Not an Ocean's. After that.
Post Ocean's? Post Ocean's Pitt. Split the two. See, that's Pitt's dark area. That's my blind spot for Brad Pitt movies is between Ocean's 13.
I would say there's
Time in Hollywood.
Another A-list actor in it also.
Ad Astra.
No.
Nobody had watched that movie.
Think of, I don't know if this will fall in your realm, but think of
Snatched.
No, a movie that's
had
like
to be pre-Oceans,
guaranteed on like an airline.
Yeah. No, of course.
Like this,
but
is
automatically. But that
there.
Brad Pitt is in. I'm telling you, this is my complete. You couldn't have picked a worse slot for me to try and guess because Brad Pitt specifically, in my brain, he completely disappeared during this period, which is not true.
Kind of. It's based on a true story.
7?
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's based on a true story. I don't know. What is it?
Moneyball.
Oh, fuck my ass. You know what? He's so good in that movie.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, the real Billy Bean was in that documentary I was just watching in the other room.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Moneyball could not have been fresher on my mind, Matthew. I mean, wow.
So I went Moneyball.
Great flick.
Yeah, watched all of Moneyball. There was like 28 to 30 minutes left in the flight, which is like that kind of gray period. Like you're just beginning your final descent, but like you have enough time to throw something on. So I'm like, let me see what else they got. Last movie on the list. I went to all movies, 122 of them they had available. Last one on the list.
Zathura.
No. But think, it's in alphabetical order.
So it does start with Z.
No.
That's the last letter of the alphabet. It starts with the W?
Yes.
Nice. It always does. Movies always start with W. I have no idea.
The actor in this movie you've already referenced once on this podcast.
Why are you making me guess this?
Because I'm bored.
This is terrible. This is awful. So it's a Robert Pattinson movie?
Nope.
It's a Timothée Chalamet movie. And it starts with a W. What? Oh, Wonka.
Yeah. So I got through, pretty much the whole movie in the sense of he gets to the city, he does his ditty with the
he does his city ditty
with his flying chocolates.
Yeah.
They take his money and then he gets put in the laundry pit. And that was the extent of where I got.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still can't believe how much I enjoyed that movie. I was really expecting it to be total trash.
Remember, I preached that one.
No, I know.
That's plus
I know.
me just saying.
And I watched it. I must have watched it on the plane. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of what's new with Chrome, ChatGPT, 5th most used website on the internet now.
Really?
Yep.
I use the app.
That probably counts.
Yeah.
A lot of people are using it. It's causing a lot of problems. There's some weird stuff with it.
Yeah, I don't use it a lot.
Yeah.
But I will.
As a search engine,
Yes,
that's what
what I
most
use
people
it for.
seem to use
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like, honestly, I don't know what it is. Like Google's AI, like when you Google something, their AI overview, you know how they give you that at the top whenever you Google something?
I haven't seen that, I don't think, in a long time.
Google something right now, like,
Menendez Brothers card?
yeah, Google who are the Menendez brothers.
Oh, wait. Sorry, give me 40 minutes. Just a second, and then I'll go back over here. Who are the... Damn, it's so fucking close.
Just click below. Yeah, I don't know why your
I don't have the AI on.
Chrome doesn't do it. Like, watch, I bet you if I look it up on my phone.
This is like, actually, I tried to... Instagram, like, reloaded itself, but I had a big ad or whatever for all those AI chatbots that I was trying to tell you about a couple weeks
Yeah, that
ago.
shit's weird. I don't know. It didn't. What did I recently? I had to have recently.
Maybe they took it down.
Oh, here we go.
It was
Like
too
this.
powerful. What are you typing?
Yeah, see, like AI over Ben and Jerry's scandal. Because I was having this conversation the other day. See AI overview.
Okay, well, now let's talk about the Ben & Jerry's scandal. Tell me about this.
No, it wasn't. Their parent company, Unilever, was so Ben and Jerry's. I guess their thing is like I didn't know this until that's why I was looking it up.
They're huge hippies.
Well, they're
It's like
big
their
into
deal.
like
Israel?
close. Damn. Opposite. Maybe.
It's
Yeah,
gotta be
Palestine.
Israel.
The one guy just got arrested for like going into. I don't remember which one, but I don't know if one of them is
So-
Jewish or both of them
so
are Jewish.
they
They're
were-
very anti-Israel.
They
Oh,
yeah
okay.
they were
And he went
they
into-
wanted to do they're very big into like activism.
Yep.
And they wanted to do this whole like pro-Palestine campaign, and their parent company Unilever said, mm-mm. And then now they're suing them, all this jazz. So that was not that's
Okay,
So-
well. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, that was all. But I just wanted to look that up to show you the AI overview, because Google AI overview usually gives some decent information for like a starting point. But again, Google AI overview, sometimes you can read Google AI overview, but then you click the first article below, and it's like Google AI overview forgot the word not or something like that. Not literally, but like it just totally it went reverse.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work great. So I'll use ChatGPT to AI overview a question like that.
Yep, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Getting back to what we were just talking about, Ben and Jerry. I know. So, what if their parent company hadn't stepped in? What's the free Palestine ice cream flavor? Something with
It's blue and yellow, right?
What about something with like chocolate covered pita chips? Like that sounds really good. And it's got to be a pun. What?
You don't think that's stereotyping?
No, it definitely is, but that's why they would do it.
I think they would do it like Palestinian flag colors.
Oh, so it could just be any kind of
Yeah.
like a birthday
and
cake
white.
ice cream.
Blue and white? Blue and white?
That's Ukraine.
No, blue and
Blue
yellow.
and yellow's Ukraine.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
what?
Which
Blue
is what I
and
said
white.
at first.
Blue and
but-
white is Israel.
Oh.
Palestine is
Green?
black,
Red.
is green, red, black, and
Yes.
white, which is why people use the watermelon emoji, because that's black, green, and red.
Huh.
Didn't know that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Isn't there a Palestinian flag emoji?
I don't know if there is actually, but it's like
Ooh.
when people who want to avoid like censorship.
Yeah,
of their
right.
comments
because
or
they
whatever.
That could
Yeah.
get flagged.
Yep.
Dang.
Didn't know that.
Well, they
Learn
could have used
something
this
new every
fucking
day.
ice cream flavor, and,
Yeah.
and if
they
they had
could've
shut
done-
it down,
Like they could have done it a watermelon
watermelon?
sherbet.
that's the ticket.
Yeah.
Boom.
Call up Ben or Jerry, whichever one's
They're
not
not allowed to.
arrested.
Unilever said no.
Well, what if they do
They
like
wiggled their
a
finger. They went like this. No.
Batumbo?
I did.
Mutumbo.
I did.
Folks, spring is springing. Summer's right around the corner. It means the weather's getting nicer all across the board, okay? And for those rainy days when you want to stick around inside before you're, or if you do, if it's warm enough, you go out to the beach, the best thing you can do is use Instacart. Okay, let's say you wake up in the morning, you get a text from your pal, hey, let's go hit the beach. I got to get snacks. I got to get the cooler packed. I got to blah, blah, blah. Relax, okay? All you got to worry about is which bathing suit you're going to wear, okay? Which sunblock you got to use, because with Instacart, you can get not just groceries, but all kinds of things delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. But the best part is, and you know there's a best part, which is this, that Two in the Cooler listeners right now get a free delivery on their first order of $10 more. All you got to do is spend $10. Instacart will deliver whatever it is right to your front door, no delivery fee. And we all know that delivery fees, that's how they get you. So forget about that. Forget about your worries. Start making things easier on yourself by using Instacart today. Folks, like I said, spring is springing, and spring is typically a time for change, all right? A time for growth and rebirth, all right? And why not start with your wardrobe, okay? If you're looking for something new, get a couple of new cool things, you can check out all the great merch we have got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Hoodies, t-shirts, bucket hats, mugs, pint glasses, slides, fanny packs, notebooks, whatever it is you're looking for, okay? All kinds of great stuff. Top quality, by the way, okay? I mean, look at this shirt I'm wearing right now. This is from Target, PS, okay? And the Two in the Cooler shirts, we would not skimp out on that sort of thing, okay? We're not trying to sell you, we're not trying to make a cheap buck by selling that Gibson brand or whatever that's got that, God, even the printing on those shirts, it's like plastic melted onto them, okay? And the material is gross. It fits like a cardboard box. You can barely wear it once, and then it shrinks in the wash. Not with us, baby, okay? Our t-shirts in particular, tri-blend material. That's 3 kinds of material blended. So make sure you check out all that great stuff. Don't just take my word for it. Hit the link in this episode description or see for yourself again at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. And if you're interested in advertising on this podcast, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in your local area and beyond. You know, podcast advertising, it's its own thing now, man. It's right up there with the regular TV commercials. You have companies, every car company is advertising on podcasts now. Nissan, Toyota, all of them. McDonald's is advertising on podcasts, State Farm, and it's cool to see these massive companies move into that space. I think it is very telling of how effective that is. The problem is that smaller and local businesses have not been able to get their slice of the pie yet, okay? They haven't been able to take advantage of all the benefits to podcast advertising. But that's what we're here for. That's what we're all about. So if you're interested in learning more about all those benefits and why these massive companies that do their ads on the Super Bowl and things like that are moving into the podcast space, reach out to us. Hit us up at snackspotsports@gmail.com.
While we're on ice cream,
yeah,
I did last night on vacation hit Big Olaf's.
Big Olaf's.
Do you like
staple.
Big Olaf's?
Of course.
It's no Kilwins.
Kilwins.
Still
Jesus
closed.
Christ. Yeah, of course it is. What am I, made of solid gold? Who can afford that?
Dude, yeah, Olaf's was bad. And honestly, they had this triple peanut butter ice cream. Shit was fucking good.
Chocolate and peanut butter is starting to gross me out.
There wasn't really much chocolate.
So much.
It was just peanut butter.
All right, I guess I can
get
get
peanut
down
butter
with
ice cream
that.
with peanut butter swirls, and I don't know what the third peanut butter was, honestly. Maybe it was peanut butter cup, so maybe a little bit of chocolate.
Say shit they gave to that. They give to animals on movie sets to make it look like they talk.
It was good. It was good. It was good ice cream. It was good ice cream. But I was upset that it wasn't Kilwins. Kilwins used to have this. I don't know if they still do because they haven't been opened. But they used to have this chocolate salted caramel ice cream. That was like the best tasting thing I've ever consumed.
Salted caramel, can't beat it.
Yeah.
It's a classy flavor.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah. I like a salted caramel with a little chocolate on there. I don't think I like a salted caramel no chocolate. You don't like chocolate peanut butter?
No, the more actually, and in fact, I thought that it would be just like a phase or something, but it's just getting worse. Like the more time that passes, like there's just something about it. I don't know, and sometimes
that is delicious.
No,
You'd rather
I
eat
just
ice cream
think
that
it's
tastes like you're brushing your teeth.
okay. Mint tingling is
The toothpaste of ice cream.
spectacular. No, it's not. You don't even know what toothpaste is.
Do you have a piece
if
of
that's
gum?
what you're
No, but I
saying.
have this nasty mint tingling you can have.
First of all, mint tingling makes your breath smell bad. So joke's on you, sucker.
Wouldn't know. I don't eat it.
Because it's too good. But talking salted caramel. Salted caramel is what's that word? Never mind. You're not gonna like this. I'm not going down this road. Mint tingling rules, and that's it. And I'm not trying to. And also, I'm not attacking chocolate and peanut butter.
You just said it was disgusting.
to me. But statistics speak for themselves. Google AI that shit. Okay, the chocolate and peanut butter is probably like one of the the most famous flavor combination ever.
And I love a good. If you get a what are the ice cream when you get ice cream at the store? Is that a liter? A pint? No, a pint's a small one. What's the
gallon?
I don't know. Is it a gallon?
I don't think it's a liter.
No,
maybe.
I don't think it's a liter.
They're supposed to be
quart?
a gallon.
All right, so we'll
Some
call
of
it a
them are
gallon. You
gallons.
get a gallon of ice cream.
Yeah.
If you get like a good gallon of chocolate peanut butter ice cream, there'll be a few like peanut butter swirl chunks that run like the entire length,
Like
of
a vein
gallon.
of gold,
yeah,
baby.
Dude,
Yeah.
Fuck, it's so good. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I like the look of that. I get it, but I just don't. It almost makes my mouth hot.
Because it's a little peanut butter. Cause you're like, but it's ice cream, so it's cold.
But
You're
that's
not
what I'm
putting hot peanut butter in there.
saying. It feels like I am. Feels like I'm putting warm peanut butter in there.
I don't think I agree with that sentiment.
And I still love a PB&J. And that PB&J toasted DeCamel's bread.
All right, here's the thing about peanut butter and jelly. I love peanut butter and jelly. I've come to the conclusion that peanut butter and jelly is not a lunch food. It's a dessert.
Yeah,
It truly is.
truly.
It's not it's a dessert sandwich.
Yeah,
It's not a lunch. Like if you eat peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch, you're just eating dessert.
Not bad. Hey,
No, and
if
I'm not
if it
pissed
gets you
at
through,
you about
if it gets you
that.
through.
But I feel like growing up as a child, which again, that's your child, but like,
Sure, most of us are.
do you think that there was like this overall consensus that like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich was a healthy lunch?
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich is like that. When you think of lunch, you think of peanut butter and jelly
Yeah.
sandwich.
And it's
Just different
not.
times. Just different times, brother.
Yeah.
You know, we
It's
know
just
more.
not.
We know more about the food
I
pyramid.
think we knew what sugar was back in the day.
Yeah, but we didn't care, man. We were living free. We were dying hard. The way it should be in this country.
Yeah. No, I agree. I still think people should eat peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch, but you should be also, you should agree to the fact that it's a dessert. It's not a meal.
What if I don't? What if
Well,
I
then you'd
don't?
be wrong. Like you know what I mean? I think if you look at what it is,
Mhm.
it's a dessert.
And you know you're putting it on white bread too.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, I've had a peanut butter jelly sandwich on some 9-grain whole wheat.
Oh,
Does not hit the same
disgusting.
as some type of
Italian-esque.
fluffy
Just give me
bread
white
that they
bread.
bleach white, and then it doesn't get moldy for 7 months.
9-grain whole wheat bread should be illegal.
No, I
It should be
disagree.
used as burnt
I
building
disagree.
materials.
I disagree.
No, it's disgusting.
On like a
I don't think it has
a
any
good, like,
value societally.
lo-
You
like-
guys are both gonna get colon cancer.
why?
Terrific.
No fiber.
I get
I
fiber.
love-
I get fiber from
I
other
love
ways.
9-grain
Matthews.
No,
Matthews
I guess I should
saying
have said
pro.
just Andrew maybe.
Yeah,
Oh
what the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah.
I'm always wishing death upon. Emily, do you
I don't
want my
want it
seat
to
at
happen.
this table?
I don't want that to happen.
Do you want my seat at this table? Is that what you're saying?
Which legally is how it would work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I love a 9-grain whole wheat.
Yeah.
You guys are nuts.
Dude, if you make a nice like buffalo chicken lunch meat sandwich on some 9-grain whole wheat, a little bit of mayo, a little bit of oil, pepper jack cheese, bang, bang, delicious.
Sounds like something they'd serve at a retirement community.
No, dude, or even like an Italian. Like if you make your own little Italian, like some salami, some spicy ham, some turkey, whatever you want to throw on there.
Anything on the whole grain, on the 9 grain.
Can I ask a question though?
Yeah.
Are you eating a dry sandwich? You eat dry sandwiches.
I eat a lot of dry sandwiches, yeah.
Like
when
you
I
can
make
eat a
them, when I
dry-
make them myself, I
you
eat
can
them
eat a dry sandwich on white bread. You can't eat a dry sandwich on 9-grain whole wheat.
That must be the difference.
And you're not a mayo guy.
If
It's growing on you.
well, I mean, if I'm getting a club sandwich,
You'll keep
comes
the
with
mayo
mayo.
on there.
If I'm at a place where they put mayo on the burgers, I won't say, "Hey, get rid of that." Say,
I don't
invite
hate
'em to
mayo
the
on a
table.
burger.
Invite 'em to the table.
I will probably never in my life make a burger with mayo on it myself.
Yeah, but if it's there,
But like if you go to it's popular at sporting events. I've noticed.
really,
Yeah,
well, what are you gonna do?
mayo on a burger, or like Wendy's has.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
actually, let's talk about this for a second. I haven't eaten virtually no fast food, even throughout vacation. But I have a question for you. Has it ever driven you nuts that depending on what burger you order from Wendy's, it comes a different way? And I know that might sound, I might have said that in a stupid
No,
way.
I understand.
But I don't mean like if you get like this and that. But like if you get like a Dave's single or whatever, maybe Burger King does this too.
They probably all do.
Yeah, like if you get like a
If you
at
get like
Burger
a
King, if you
junior
get like
bacon cheeseburger or something,
it comes with like
it's
lettuce,
gonna be completely
or it
different.
comes with like ketchup, mustard, lettuce, tomato.
Different toppings.
But if you get probably pickle, no lettuce, tomato, just ketchup, mustard, pickle.
Sure.
But if you get like a bigger burger, it comes with ketchup and mayo. That doesn't make sense to me, because I was in a phase when we first started the show where I was loving the ketchup mayo combo.
Oh yeah.
If you recall, I would come in with burger every day, every Wednesday. It's not the same anymore. Or it wasn't the same then. If I had to get a bigger burger, because if I got a little burger, it wouldn't come with the ketchup mayo. And that doesn't add up to me.
It's a different burger. They put different. You know the.
I know, but it's not like I ordered like a
chefs,
rodeo burger
flavor,
versus like a
the flavorman, the
classic.
flavormen and women.
You know what I mean? I didn't order the classic versus like a black and blue burger. You know what I mean? I ordered a smaller burger versus a larger burger, and it's got different shit on it. That doesn't sit right with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I do know what you mean. I just don't care.
No, I'm not saying I didn't go off the
Just
rails,
kidding.
but
I guess I. But it's
You-
like
whatever
it's
you
like
said.
if you order like a double cheeseburger from McDonald's as compared to if you order a Big Mac. You're getting different stuff.
no, because I would consider that more so like the classic burger to the black and blue. Those are two burgers.
Okay,
To me,
I got you.
Actually, a good example of this, more so with McDonald's, is a double cheeseburger versus a quarter pounder, because those are just both cheeseburgers,
Right.
but like the quarter pounder has the full onions on it.
Oh yeah, it's a completely different sandwich.
Yeah,
That's
and
just
that,
how
like
they
that's
do.
what I.
That's just
yeah.
how they do. That's just how they do.
Yeah,
I like that spicy chicken though.
from
From Wendy's. I mean, I'll get it anywhere, but Wendy's is what's good. I might like the Wendy's better than the Chick-fil-A spicy. That's a tough. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Now we're talking fast food. I mean, that's a difficult situation.
I don't think the Wendy's is a great sandwich, but there's something about Chick-fil-A that just tastes a little more real, feels a little more real in the mouth.
And you love a real mouthfeel.
Yes.
See, I'm not sure if I'm concerned with the realness of the mouthfeel. A fake mouthfeel might be fine with me. Is there anything else that went down in Florida that you'd like to bring to the table? Did you have a good trip? Did you have a good time?
Fantastic trip. Hit all the spots. Yeah. I mean, I think there was one day that I saw 3 clouds,
Wow.
and it pissed me off. It's like, what are these 3 clouds doing? So, yeah. All right, now that we're here. So, hit all the spots. Weather was beautiful. Landing today back in Buffalo. It's like, fuck.
This is my kind of
Like,
town.
I stand so firm in saying, I know you love medium
the
temperatures
rain.
and rainy.
I love the rain.
But I've always stood so firm on, like, I don't ever really want to move to a place like Florida because I love summers here. I just think it's too warm. But today was the first time ever where I was like, because, like, when you land if you're coming back from Florida in, like, December or even, like, early spring, like, you expect shitty weather. But today I was like, dude, it's almost June. Like, we couldn't just land to, like, 65 and sunny.
Sorry, boss.
You
that
know
ain't
what
what Mother Nature had in mind.
I know.
She's a fickle lady.
So I was like, fuck. But nevertheless, yeah, we did a bunch of cool stuff. Oh, so we hit all the regular spots, but we did some other stuff too. Two things we did. We rented a boat, like, that has a captain.
A captain boat.
Yeah, it brings you to a different beach or sandbars out in the water and and then, take you around. Like, kind of like on our way from, like, one, like, beach area to another. He took us on, like, a little, gave us a little history of the, like, Sarasota Bay area there, like all those giant houses and stuff like that. Captain Drew, fucking legend, all-time guy.
Oh, okay. Because here's my question was, is the captain the only crew member on the boat? It's just you guys and the captain?
Pontoon boat.
Did you think about a mutiny? Did the mutiny ever cross your mind?
Captain, I don't want to throw Captain Drew under the bus too much, but we got to know him pretty well, and he did inform us at one point that he was packing heat, just in case.
Pirates in Sarasota Bay?
So, no, mutiny was out of the question. No, it's like a boat rental, but this is actually crazy. It's a boat rental, and it's not, captain is not required. Captain was an add-on.
Yeah,
because we were
you
like,
gotta pay
we don't
extra
really
for
wanna,
a captain.
Yeah, we're like, we don't really want to just take this boat into
the ocean.
Like, yeah, and we only went into the Gulf a little bit. We mostly were kind of towards, like, in the bay. But yeah, that was a blast. We did 6 hours, noon to 6. Had an absolute riot. Very fun time. Yeah, and Captain Drew was like you rented the boat, but then you also got the captain, so that you didn't have to drive the boat.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like a, hey, tell me what to do, and we were like, hey, you tell us what to do, kind of thing. Let's hang out a little bit, feel our vibe. Dude, he was talking to dolphins. This dude was electric. Because he
speaks dolphin.
Captain's boats. And he was there. He, like, saw this dolphin get born, or, like, met it a day after it was born one day. He named it Maria. And this dolphin, we saw it, and he was, like, literally, like, he was like, yeah, usually she'll recognize my voice because she's only, like, a couple months old now. And he's like, come here, Maria. And this dolphin, dude, I wasn't taking a video of it because I didn't really care. But dolphin just buzzing right up to our boat. She was, like, chasing fish. There was, like, 5. It was really cool.
Mama Maria.
So that happened. There was one day. So notoriously, I don't swim in oceans.
Yep, notoriously.
Because I think they're sketchy.
Yeah.
But
it's a bad part of town, baby. Wrong side of the tracks. The ocean.
It was really hot. It's like 96 degrees and sunny.
Jesus
like
fucking Christ.
No, not 96, 86 and sunny.
Oh.
But, like, super humid every day. And there was no, like, we didn't see a cloud, a rain, a wind. We didn't even have a breeze.
Not even a wind?
No.
Shit.
The entire time we were there. So it was fucking hot. So I did end up in the ocean quite a bit. The one day, though, like, one of the last days, dude, we're sitting in the ocean. It was super calm because there was no wind, and I had my polarized sunglasses on, so you could really, like, the water's clear, but you could, like, really see. And, dude, the next thing you know, I'm, like, in a school of fish. Not a school, maybe, like, 6 or 7. Like, it wasn't a full school.
A class.
Yeah, it was a class. But they weren't, like, they weren't big fish either, but they were probably, like, that big. And they weren't, like, those, like, skinny one, like, long, skinny fish.
Yeah.
Either. Like, they were like fish. They had stripes. They were like white and silver striped with, like, a thing on the back, And I was like, I don't fuck with this at all. So I was like, kind of trying to get out of the class. And dude, I swear to God, these things were coming after me.
You're trying to skip school out
I was trying to skip school, and I was trying to skip class, and these things were coming after me.
They rolled right up on you,
So
6 of them.
I gave up on the I said, something's not right here. The ocean was done for me that day. The next day, I was like, all right. It was like our last day. I was like, I'll go for one small dip. And I'm sitting there with a couple of my friends, and the one guy's like, hey, hold my hat. I need to do a little water dunk, you know. So he goes to hand me his hat, and I'm kind of looking. And like 10 feet in front of us, clear as day, just manatee surfaces. And I'm like, that's a fucking manatee. And they're like, what are you talking about? Because they can go like 10 minutes without resurfacing, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Drew fact also. So I'm like, that was a manatee. And then I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm like, it was going this way, like, watch out. And then it was like a little bit, and we didn't see it. I'm like, I'm telling you, there was just a manatee right there. And then bam, it popped up again. And it was like, see, now I've had my ocean fix. Like, I'm done.
Yeah, they were really getting were getting brave.
Because you know, next up had to have been a great
what
light.
have you done to the? It must be the ocean must listen to this podcast or something, because it sounds like it was sending people your way to let you know what's up.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, you're in the ocean. Who do you know here?
Yeah,
who do you know in the ocean?
Yeah, these 8 frat fish came up to me, arms out wide.
Their fins look like the backwards baseball hats. That's funny.
But the other thing that we did that I wanted to bring up, because I'd never done it before, there's a pop stroke in Sarasota. Are you familiar with what pop stroke is?
Mm-mm.
So Tiger Woods, Emily, are you familiar with what pop stroke is? No. So Tiger Woods created like these mini golf courses that are like real golf courses, but mini. Well, they're not real golf. They're not. It's based on real golf courses. But think of like there's no like hit it.
Oh, I saw this on your thing, on your Instagram or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Sand traps. There's like sand traps and stuff.
Yeah, and the sand actually isn't real sand, just because I don't think that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like thick turf kind of that's like white, but it's supposed to look like a real golf course. Like there's no windmills or like
sure,
secret holes or whatever. It's like a real golf course.
Oh, there's secret holes. If Tiger Woods was involved, there were some secret holes.
It's super cool, and so it was fantastic. I really liked it. So they have an app, and so like you keep score for your whole team or for your whole group on the app. And there's live giant leaderboards like all over the course. There's 2 courses, and you buy a pass so you could play like as much as you want. And each hole has its own like drink, like it's like this big pillar that says like the hole number, and it holds like drinks, like cup holders. Then it's got a QR code in the middle of it, so you can order a drink to your hole, kind of thing. It's just really cool. It's nice, and then they have like a whole bar restaurant thing with it too. It was really cool. And I don't know if I'm explaining this well enough in terms of like, it's designed to look like a real golf course, not a putt-putt course.
Yes.
So it's like difficult in a sense, because you're like, it's all real putts. It's not like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
it's
right,
like,
right, sure.
Undulation of like a real golf course.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's still some probably excessive like hills and stuff like that. But it's supposed to be like, hey, I'm going to design a real golf course, make it mini, but still leave the topography of it and like make it difficult to putt. So it's pretty challenging. It was really fun. Cool to see your name at the like. It's cool to see the leaderboard. You know,
see your name in lights.
Yeah, and
like you're playing with the masters.
And it's under the lights too. So I've one complaint. We had a fantastic time there. So we played 18. There was 9 of us. And then we went, sat down, had dinner there, had a couple more cocktails there. My one complaint is that it's so automated. Like they don't staff it. Like, I'm trying to think of your table doesn't have a waitress.
Yeah.
Everything's through the app. So I had like set up the thing and I was in the app. So I put in a bunch of appies, right? Appies come out, a bunch of drinks. And then to order everybody's food, like you have to do it all through the app. So, like, I pass my phone around. All 9 people put their food in the app. And then, I go back and read it off before I hit the submit button. Because, again, there's no waiter or waitress or anything like that. Like, you're not ordering your food to a person. But it's a full restaurant menu. It's not, so it's like.
It's like ordering. I get it.
Yeah. So it was tricky. So when I read back through, and then some people are like, oh, no, I meant to click like this thing. So then I'm making changes for people to try to submit it. And like, but everything but one thing came out correct.
Jesus Christ, bless you.
Which, like.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah, but.
Even if you're going to
I know, but it's so much better to have. That was the one thing I hated. Just have somebody come over and take our order. It was such a pain in the ass took 20 minutes to pass my phone around, and then somebody's like, what'd you get? Oh, I got this and this, but I added the sweep because they're unlimited. It's like being at Sheets.
Yeah.
Like you can just customize shit because it's all online.
Yeah.
And then somebody's like, ooh, I want that actually. And then the phone goes back. Like just come, take the order, bada bing, bada boom. And then you're liable for the fuck up. But then the problem is then it comes, then you go to close out your tab. And then it comes with the tip selection. And I'm like, they did bring us our food, I suppose.
Well, it's probably, can't you imagine just going to the people, somebody's got to cook it.
I don't think it goes to the cooks.
Well, it should. Maybe it does.
That's what I'm saying. That was the only thing. I wish they just would have staffed it so that when we sat down at our table, we had a waitress. I feel like it would have been that hard. There was like maybe 10 to 15 tables in the whole place.
Especially down in that area of Florida, it can be tough to get people to, to have a staff there all year round.
But there was a lot of people there. There was enough staff members there to easily just us have a waitress or a waiter.
What were they doing? They were just food runners?
Yeah, and drink runners like out to the course. Like there was like maybe 2 set bartenders, and everybody else is just bringing shit wherever people are scanning QR codes.
Well, I wonder if it's like a different designation.
You scan a code, boom, you bring shit shows up to you. Why not just say like, hey, you 2 are course running today, you 3 are serving tables today?
I don't know. Maybe it's not that big of a problem usually.
It is to me.
It is to me.
That's my only suggestion. It was awesome. I was very skeptical about it. A couple of people really wanted to try it because there's a few different ones. There's one in Orlando. I don't know how many there are. They're not a ton, but it was very cool. Glad we did it.
That sounds very nice.
The only thing was one other complaint. There's no bathrooms on the course, which again it's a mini golf course, so it's not like that far away. But there's 2 mini golf courses, and there should have been a bathroom on a course because on a regular golf course, there's at least a bathroom at the turn, maybe and there's also a wooded area for you to just pee.
I actually went to one of those places, and my biggest concern was that like they didn't have somebody to carry my clubs and carry me around on like a big sofa thing with like 4 guys. Aside from that, it was good, but that was a big issue.
I see what you're doing, but I don't. You're off base. My complaints are on base.
I'm stealing second.
No.
I'm stealing second.
If you were to go,
no, I'm just.
I
I'm
want
off
you to
base.
go. I want you
I'm
to
all
go.
the way off base,
I want
brother.
you to go. I want you to go. I wish I wouldn't have said anything because I would have loved if you went with a clean slate. I guarantee you would have came back with those exact 2 things, knowing you.
That's not my bag, man.
Yes.
It's a mini golf course. I would never in my life expect a mini golf course to have a bathroom on the course.
It's not a regular mini golf course.
Right.
There's no pirate ship.
Well, then I wouldn't even step foot in the place to begin with. So there's
no waterfall.
So that would be. So you're wrong about my 2 complaints because the first one would be no pirate ship. Second one would be no waterfall. Aside from that, I loved it. But those are the only 2.
I don't think you understand. I don't think you're picking up what I'm putting down.
No, I'm. You put it down, and I'm just looking at it.
You want to do a Hoot Win of the Week?
Yes.
All in all, great vacation.
I'm glad. I'm glad you got down there. I'm glad you had a good time.
Actually, I have one last note I was going to say. I'm very happy. I always lose my voice when I go on vacation.
Yeah.
And I think my
You
voice
sound
is
pretty good.
pretty
You
good
sound
right
pretty
now.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. So that I'm happy with.
While you were gone, the play ended.
How'd it go?
It was great. We had a great time. A lot of people coming out, so thank you to everybody who came and saw it.
Give us a curtsy. Thank you.
There.
Yep.
You know me.
Yep.
That's how I'm hitting them.
Yep. Always hitting them with the Spider-Man.
That's how I would do it. But yeah, I mean, I think you would have liked to see some of the performances. Certainly, there were a lot of Don, he was great. The fellow who played the priest, of course.
Shout out to
And one of the
Don.
ladies. Yeah, he was great. I was really excited for you to see him in this one, actually. But next time around. But yeah, it was a good show. Didn't have to do any Goodwill Hunting scenes, but you can't win them all.
Yeah, I wish you would have.
I know. But it would just stop it would have just had to stop the play dead, though. You don't have when you the show. See, that script was pretty long, so the show's already like with intermission. It's already like 2.5 hours. So if you can't block out a chunk of time for like a 9-minute standing ovation after I do, my fucking thing there. So it's just that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Fair enough.
But the Who Would Win of the Week this week. The Who Would Win of the Week this week is Jeff Winger from Community versus Dennis Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I really like this matchup.
It's a good matchup. Go ahead.
I think they're very similar personalities. Narcissist.
Big time. Big time.
I don't know if sociopath is.
Well, sociopath at the minimum for Dennis Reynolds. Dennis Reynolds is a sociopath. Jeff Winger, I think he
toes the line.
He does toe the line, but the big thing we see from him in Community is that he does have a conscience, and there is something in him that, when faced with the decision, when he weighs things out, a lot of times he'll choose the right thing. Dennis Reynolds has none of that.
Well, see, that's where I was going with this. Jeff Winger, the reason he ends up at Community is because he has the thing with his degree or whatever.
Yep.
Kind of coasts his way through life, big shot lawyer, yada, yada, yada. He merely adapted the dark. Dennis Reynolds was born into it.
Oh, yeah.
With Frank Reynolds, his father, with just the whole crew, the bar, everything.
A lot of mental illness in that family.
Born into the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You're right about the conscious thing, but I think even it's so hard because both of these guys don't like to get their hands dirty. They like to have other people do it for them.
True.
Their play is always to
manipulate. They're both expert manipulators.
Manipulate people into doing their dirty work for them.
Both expert manipulators. That's for sure.
But I do think at the end of the day, it's tough. I think maybe Dennis is more likely to actually do it if he absolutely had to, whereas I think Jeff would just punt on the whole thing, and be like, "Fuck it."
Well,
but I'm not fully convinced on what I just said.
Sure,
that's just where I'm leaning.
No, I hear you. Something to consider here. Dennis certainly considers himself to be a very smart guy.
Yes.
And I'm not saying he's not necessarily.
He's not.
But he isn't. And you can see that he thinks he's so much better than everybody around him, but he's right there with them.
If not
below them. And Jeff was able to fake his way into a high-powered law job. Jeff did have a literal drive to get out of the situation that he was born into.
Yeah.
And Dennis, of course, seems to preach that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, he's just a bum. He's just a psychotic bum.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right because, again.
But I don't. But bums fight. Bums
here's
fight.
Here's the thing. Dennis Reynolds. All right, I'm starting to piece. My brain's starting to work this out.
Okay.
Dennis Reynolds thinks he's a master manipulator, but I don't think he is because he's not as smart as he thinks he is.
Right.
Whereas Jeff Winger, although still not as smart as he thinks he is a much better manipulator, which is why
right.
he was able to succeed that way. I think that at first they would both be very buddy to each other, with both of them thinking that they were going to be able to manipulate the other. But I think ultimately, I do think Jeff would puppeteer the shit out of Dennis Reynolds, and I think Dennis Reynolds would still think that he was the puppet master.
Completely. God.
Yeah.
The perfect plan. And it's also, I mean, when you think about Dennis, his whole life is in this little bubble of the bar, and yeah, he's manipulating, but the people he's manipulating are
not smart people.
They're
either.
not the smartest people.
No.
Jeff, any social tier, he's like bing bang boom.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we are still talking about just like the straight up physicality of this fight, both of them are definitely in shape guys. But Joel McHale, the Jeff Winger body, college football player, he's pummeling this motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's pummeling him.
Yeah.
This is such an interesting one, because usually I'd side with the psychopath for this fight.
Yeah, because he was born in the dark.
Because he was born in the darkness.
But I agree.
But at the end of the day, Batman beats Bane.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? Batman beats Bane.
Yeah.
Batman beats Bane.
This is very Batman v.
This is
Bane.
very Batman v. Bane. This is
Yeah.
kind of a Batman v. Bane
This is a Batman
situation.
v. Bane situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm taking Jeff Winger. Clean and easy, Andy.
Lock it. Another win for the Greendale human beings.
Yeah. Vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Jeff Winger from Community versus Dennis Reynolds from It's Always Sunny. Vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Who would win of the week? Andy, starting off to a good foot, coming home. We go 2-0 clean sweep on the Who would win of the week.
Pew, pew, pew.
You got anything else for me?
Do you have to get out of here in like a couple minutes?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well, we can run through this real quick, because this isn't necessarily. Here's the deal. Oh, I want to talk about this at a different time. Just gotta decide between these two. Okay, fuck it. Let's do it. There's a new Mission Impossible movie coming out.
8? 9?
It's like fucking 11. I don't know.
11?
It's not 11, but it's high up there, right? So here's the thing. You know me. I am not a fan of the Fast and Furious movies. Of how many of those have come out now? 10, but 11 is on the way. Is that right?
Plus a spinoff. 10 Fast and Furious plus Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay, and
Yeah.
11 is still on the way.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible. This is.
I just looked it up.
Yeah.
It is going to be the 8th film of the franchise.
Okay, 8th one.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. This means it has to be the last, right?
It doesn't mean it has to be the last one. There was Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I was like, that's going to be the last one, because they're at the end of the world, and it was not.
But that, see,
I don't. There's always a chance to come back with when we're talking Ethan Hunt, Matthew. Maybe they are saying this is going to be the last one. 4 years from now, we have no idea what's going to happen. 2 years from now, he's never out of the game.
Yeah.
My point here is Fast and the Furious. I don't like those movies very much. Mission Impossible, I'm fucking all about. Those
Really?
Movies, yeah, those movies rule. They're all good.
I don't know which ones I have seen and haven't seen, because they're all the same fucking thing.
And you don't feel that way about Fast and the Furious, because I'm pretty sure that most people would make that exact argument. My big thing here is that there are a lot of parallels between these two franchises. But I think that, and even if I'm not speaking for myself, even if we look at like critical acclaim, people put Mission Impossible over Fast and the Furious on a pedestal.
Which is probably because of the act, like Tom Cruise.
But I think I was thinking it might even be more.
I don't think they're that. Go ahead.
I was thinking it's because Tom, he does his own stunts. I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah. Well, so does Dom Toretto on the ride. Remember when he jumps on the helicopter?
I'll never forget that. Is that ride still fucking open?
I hope so. I don't think there's as many parallels.
I'm not saying
Besides
it's
the
like
fact that they're
1-to-1.
long-running series.
Yes.
Because, well, here, like, you could say, like, I would bet you I've probably seen every existing Mission Impossible because I'd just throw them on.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you.
Dude, I'm going Ghost Protocol.
I couldn't tell you. Like, I know I've seen Ghost Protocol.
Everybody
couldn't
has.
tell you which one is Ghost. Like, I couldn't tell
It's
you.
the one where he runs like this.
He does that. That's what I mean. He does that in every one.
Yeah, but he's really fast in Ghost
No.
Protocol. That's why.
And
Because
I'm
you
not
can't see
saying
him
that
'cause he's
there's
Ghost.
not a lot of the same things that happen in the Fast and Furious movies. But here's the thing about the Fast and Furious movies is there's super obvious identifiers as to which one is which, I think.
Tokyo Drift.
Even outside of that, though.
5. Rock versus.
But that's what I mean. Like, The Rock comes in, and then The Rock stays, and then they lose Letty for, the ones, and then Han dies, and then Gal Gadot.
Mission Impossible
and then,
has stuff like that too, though.
yeah,
where
but
characters are dying,
I
coming
feel
back,
like
new
the
people are added
characters
to the
are.
team.
But the main character in Mission Impossible is
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yes, the main person in Fast and Furious might be Dom Toretto, but I would say everybody in the crew is a main character.
Okay, then that's certainly the difference.
Yeah.
That's certainly a difference.
And because that crew is changing is why, to me, there's such a there's different ways to differentiate the movies easier. Even though, again, and like in Mission Impossible, like he's a spy who saves the world kind of thing. Like in Fast and Furious, it starts off as like the first few Fast and Furious they're essentially just petty criminals.
Yeah.
And then they get on like national and
then they start hacking.
Grows.
Then they start hacking.
Well, that's what I mean,
honestly.
because their crew change. Yeah. So
that's the difference.
They save Cypher. They get God's Eye. Yeah, it's this whole thing.
And Mission Impossible.
No.
That's interesting.
Ramsey. They save Ramsey. Then they get God's Eye. Then Cypher comes into play. So that's why there's like, as much as every movie is like, yeah, we're gonna drive cars, it goes from like street racing and stealing TVs, quite literally, to like nuclear weapons and going to space kind of thing.
Right.
You know,
that's interesting. They inherently gave themselves a lot more room to grow.
Yeah.
Whereas Mission Impossible like starts with the stakes being as high as they can be, because that's the point of every one of those movies.
Yeah, because it's an impossible
that's
mission.
interesting.
No,
every mission is impossible.
Yeah.
Every mission.
Not every mission in the Fast and Furious movies has been deemed impossible.
Some of them are extremely possible. Some Fast and the Furious stuff they have to do is like a couple.
It's doable.
You can get it done. You can get it done in an afternoon.
Yeah.
That's how, okay. I was just thinking about that today because the new Mission Impossible comes out
May 21st. Wait,
on Friday.
Today.
On Friday.
It says release day May 21st, 2025.
Oh, then it must be then today. Go get your tickets. Get your tickets now. All right, but yeah, we can get out of here.
Andy, I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.